Right, so we're back on Venus. Day 155. Let's see where I can get this. So, automating the recycler in the centrifuge might be a bit trickier than I thought. But it will be okay if I can just make sure that, I can just use the reagent count. That will work. Now, did I actually fill this up? Yes. Alright. Now, let's go for the oxygen. Okay. By the way, how much is there? Yeah, that's already almost a quarter of the way in. That doesn't really need. Right, oxygen analyzer in, oxygen analyzer out. That's how I can pressurize the first part. Pipe analyzer. Okay. Well, I'll only want to enable this if both sides are... Huh. I also want some kind of storage though. Because I want to make sure that this only happens when I'm not in the middle of processing. I don't want to keep filling this up because the mixer should only work when the temperature is equalized between the two. And of course all the other reasons why this might be disabled. So I do have some storage on the IC housing itself. I could use that. Because there is a setting, I think, that's unused. So I could use that to save one bit of information. Memory has its own kit. I don't think the registers are preserved. So that would restart everything whenever I... Or does it? I'm not sure. Let's keep it simple for now. Well, how many registers do I have? Is it 15 or 16? E. Range equals, yes. So if burning, yes. No, that's where. Oh, not you. What? Okay, so if... Oh, I could also do this. There's also not equal, right? Yeah. Branch to line B if A isn't 0. Okay. Right. There. Oh, I can... Oh, it doesn't really matter, does it? Branch to line C. Okay. There. So the first part is oxygen analyzer I, right? And we will need to know about the pressure. There. Oxygen analyzer in, oxygen analyzer out. And on the input, I want to have more than 8 megapascals. F bigger than... Okay, so if the pressure on the input is bigger than 8 megapascals, and here U are supposed to be lower than 8 megapascals. There. And this will enable the pressure regulator. I don't have one yet. Okay. Maybe I'll have to keep the cooling in a separate stage, but I don't think that should be necessary. Okay, and what were you called? Oxygen regulator? Yes. Store. Right. So this should fill up everything. The same thing. Oh, yeah. I need to do the same thing for the volatile, except in that case, I don't have a pipe analyzer. I have a tank insulated, a small one. That one I don't need to have multiple times. Yay. And that's volatiles tank, right? Yeah. And again, pressure, average. Or no, I don't need. Well, I don't need to have it at 8,000, but let's keep at least 500, just to keep the regulator working a little bit more efficiently. 3. And of course the other side, volatiles analyzer. Okay, I only have one. And this one also has pressure of 8,000. Well, it doesn't need to have 8,000. It's slightly bigger, so I could go with lower pressure, but let's not bother with that. And this one is called volatiles regulator. There. And finally, oh, I need to make sure that the temperature is the same before I start burning. So I need to make sure at this point everything is going to be working fine. Oh, I can't start the burning because I need the mixing. Or should I do the mixing as part of the burning? Yeah, let's do the mixing as part of the burning. So the first part, I need to make sure that while R1 and R3, oh, really, if any of those are working, just jump to no burn, right? So no, not 0. There. So branch to no burn. R2 also branch to no burn. And if both of you are done, no, I need to use the target pressure anyway. So not you. 1 and 3. So this checks just the output pressure. And in this case, you're lower. So as soon as you're higher than 8,000, you're going to be 0. Yeah, that should work. And finally, before actually enabling the burning, I need to make sure that the temperature is equalized. No, I'll just need to compare. Temperature. And now I need to compare them in some reasonable way. Yeah. Fine. Let's do subtraction. Anyway, there should be something. No? Okay, so let's just do the simple thing then. I can probably improve the logic here. There's no point. Oh, you can actually store register values on a different device. That's interesting. But yeah, let's go with just sub. There. And if the temperature is close enough, so let's just go with SLT. 1 to 3 should be fine. Well, and I can really put this straight into burn, right? Because now everything is ready. So that should work. Now this should fill up all the intermediate storage with oxygen and volatiles. I don't have enough volatiles, I think. So I might want to tweak these numbers, but the basic thing here should work. I'm not sure if the registers stay when you remove the IC or not. I will have to experiment with that a bit later. Yeah, that should prepare everything for the mixing, I think. Well, let's give it a try. Worst thing that can happen is that everything explodes. Ooh, or there's an error. Line 38. Okay. Yeah, right, of course. Logic type 1. U2. Or no, I want to start the mixing at this point. No, 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 no. This is okay. There. This is active. Pressure rose and now stopped. It is going to increase because the volatiles are hotter. Ooh, the pressure in the tank is very low though. Yeah. Let me drop all the biomass in. I'm sure that's not going to cause any trouble now. So all the feedback systems here should be working. But for this part, it might make more sense to replace the pressure regulator because it's just going to be too slow, I think. Because the pressure difference is going to be pretty large. Or I could just make smaller batches. I'm still not sure which way I want to go with there. But it seems to be working. Very slowly. But I don't need any of this to work fast. So that should be okay. Max speed? No, you're not. Let's bring you up to 10 liters. That should make this a little bit faster. Oh. I think I can keep this working for now. We have a trader. Oh, I still haven't sent you away. Oh, right. I wanted to send carbon dioxide there, right? Nicely. Pressure in here dropped a bit. That's okay. Okay, and the batch we're making seems to be 490 oxygen. Right. I might think about adding a normal pump there. It would probably make sense. The regulator works best when the pressure on the input is higher than the target pressure. And that's a lot of volatiles in this tank. Oh. Recycling wheat. The only thing I have with the recycler is the regions and the import count. I think what I want to do is just reset the import count whenever I finish processing. And I will know when to finish processing when the regions, well, when the export count changes. Right. Import count. Yeah, this should actually very easy, right? All I need to do if import count is greater than export count. Which A is bigger than B. Yes. On. That's the first stage. And that should work. The only problem is if the output is full, I'm not going to be able to tell. None of those have a connection. What I could check is the import count on the centrifuge. Not sure that makes sense, but let's give it a try. Yeah.
Health low.
And the import count of the centrifuge should be smaller than the export count of the recycler. No, it should be the same except for one. So let's add if the export count is the same as the import count here. There. Turn on the recycler. Count will be 0. Oh, export count is 0. Now, do I actually want them to be the same? Yeah, I do. That's going to work better. Count to 0. Import count to 0. Import count is greater than export count. Oh, not greater. Well, yeah, it should be greater. Why isn't it greater? Import count is 1. Export count is 0. Import count is greater than 0. That should work. Import count here is 0. Oh. But export count is also 0. Zero. This should work. Okay. DB setting R0. Let's see what's in there. Date 0. It is setting, right? Let me think so. Did I mess up the... Oh, forgot to connect it. Of course, that's not going to work. There. We should process the one item. And dump it into here. Oh, but this is not going to work exactly, is it? Right. Because these stacks will only be 50, so I need to make sure that the input is stacked to 50. Otherwise this isn't going to work. Well, yeah, I just need to make sure that this stacks properly. Should I just put a stacker in here? Well, not really room for a stacker. I need to be able to walk through here. Yeah, there's the unloader too. This logic is not going to work very well. Now you have import now. Regions are 0. It doesn't really make much sense, does it? Are you done processing? Yes, you are. More. You. Still not quite there. It's really slow. I think I don't really want to go to 8 megapascals. Yeah. You. Let's go with 2000. It's a better idea to start with anyway. Okay.
Health critical.
But that's it for this episode, anyway. This should stop now, right? Yeah, good. There we go. Bye.